I thought I was recording and I had this introduction done and then it wasn't actually recording. So with no further ado, I'm going to skip that introduction and just say hi. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Mariah, in case you didn't realize that. And I am again still at my parents' home in New York. I have not been able to return yet to be with my husband. In case you haven't seen why I'm not with my husband right now, my previous video was about why we are separated currently by the quarantine. Sorry, someone just honked and nobody ever honks here, so it makes me curious. I had mentioned two things in my previous video, or two videos ago. And the first one was that I was going to be more consistent with my videos, which did not happen. And mostly because it was very hard processing everything that was going on. And I found it very hard to verbalize things. I was able to write things down more, but like sitting in front of a camera and being like, I don't know what's going on with my life was very difficult to do, so I didn't do it. I still don't know what's going on with my life, but the difference between now and then is that I've been able to embrace it a little bit more and find things that I can know for sure, which are not a lot of things. And the second thing that I had mentioned was that there was something that I wanted to say that I couldn't say at the time, and that is, one second actually. And yeah, in case you can't tell by this, you should be able to tell by this. Is it upside down? Oh yeah, it's upside down. That I am preggo and 6 months pregnant. I always think of the spaghetti sauce when I say preggo, and it's been great. Obviously, I hate the fact that I'm not with my husband. The first few weeks of pregnancy had nausea that was so bad that I really don't like thinking about it now, but when I don't think about it, I do think like, wow, I really have had a non-eventful pregnancy. Like, very thankful for the fact that I've been able to stay active, eat well. There were some days there, like a week ago, where I would forget that I was pregnant. So yeah, we're having a baby girl. And I wanted to talk about the things that I am doing to prepare for birth and motherhood. Maybe some of the things that I'm not doing, just because everything looks different right now. Everybody that is pregnant during COVID-19, I think, has probably felt some level of regret. I definitely have struggled with regret. One of the ways I have been coping or preparing / processing during this time of pregnancy is that I have been reading. The only book I can say thus far that I 100% recommend is Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. It's so inspiring, so empowering, and it's triggered my thought process of switching from a hospital birth to a home birth. We'll do another video on that topic itself, depending on how things go and what I do actually end up choosing. Another thing that I have been doing during this time, one thing that I did is I hired a doula. Now, I did not think that a doula was something I was personally going to do. I've always been like, oh yeah, doulas are great. After I got pregnant, I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to hire a doula. It just, for me, seemed like something extra that I probably wasn't going to really need. So I didn't think it was something I could do financially. But she has like a payment plan that I'm able to do, and is really easy and workable and flexible. And ultimately she was like, you know, if the money is what's keeping you from having a doula, then like don't let that be what it is. So I am glad that I did. At this point we haven't had like actual meetings, one because nobody's really doing that at the moment. We finally probably will be able to do that soon. But in the meanwhile, she's available like to text and to talk to. for any questions, and she just likes to stay updated, so I've been letting her know about different things that have been going on. Third, one of the things that I'm doing during pregnancy to prep for birth and motherhood is becoming minimalist. I say that and laugh because I have tried to do this before and I've never been successful, but what I'm doing right now is channeling all of that nesting energy that I can't use because I don't have like my own place. Like, this is my room. It's actually my sister's room that I'm using at the time. I don't have like a nursery. I don't have anything. I'm just going to be in my parents' house. Like, I'm not going to be decorating. I could clean the house, but yeah, I don't have anything to do with the nesting energy. And I was like, oh, I can do something. And so I started looking into minimalism. You know, it was a thing that happened that was trendy a few years ago, and I loved the concept and tried to do it, but my life hadn't really gotten to a point where I was like, where I don't know, I just didn't have the energy for it. So now I am realizing, like, all of the clothes that I have accumulated that I don't wear, papers, I don't have that much stuff because obviously I have my house down in the Dominican Republic and I have then my things here, but I'm going through bit by bit, like getting rid of papers, getting rid of things from school, getting rid of books that I'm not going to be reading or have no interest in. Being minimalist and getting rid of stuff that I just was like, I'm not wearing this, was really helpful. So I've become minimalist. I'm trying to include that mindset in the stuff that I'm doing for the baby. Like, I want to be very minimalist about the things that I use for the baby. So like anything that someone wants to give me and that I think I would get use out of, I will be using and I will have, but I am not using like any baby care kit containers. If you don't know what baby containers are, I would recommend looking up baby containers. And on Instagram, there's this page, it's called On Track Baby, I think it is, and they are awesome, talking about like baby containers and what you really don't need for a baby and what you do need for a baby. So I just want to focus on like using the floor, I do have like a pack and play that I will be using. It's like a mini size for travel that someone very generously gifted us. Clothing, most of that, again, I got, my doula gave me baby clothes since she had a baby girl. Oh, my maternity clothes, those were all given to me. Like, I mean, it was, I'm thankful. Not everybody has the opportunity to have someone that's like, oh, here, take all my maternity clothes. But even if you buy them off of somebody, they're much cheaper than actually buying everything new. And like this dress that I'm wearing is something I've had for years. It's something that you can use pregnant or not. But the big thing was like pants. I'm honestly becoming not a big fan of pants. Like, maternity jeans are interesting because like they are nice, but they slip down a lot because I think my bump needs to get bigger, but they also just don't have that like grip. So leggings are nice, but it's also getting hot. So it's just gonna be interesting. I think summertime, I'm just gonna be wearing dresses all of the time, which I'm okay with. I think, are we on number 4 or number 5? I think this is number 4. Another thing I've been doing is talking to people about my, I call it prepartum depression. Postpartum depression is a very, very real, terrible experience that lots of moms experience after giving birth. Prepartum or pregnancy depression is not something I anticipated in my life, but I definitely have experienced it and or am experiencing it. Like, it comes and goes, but there was definitely, I think I'm getting out of it, but there was definitely like a month there where I was like, yeah, lots of crying, it was not fun. And so like, what did I do? I did eventually talk to my midwife about it. One of the reasons why I want to switch to a home birth is because I want that connection with a midwife that really believes in and values the things that I believe in and value. But because the midwives that I'm seeing right now, like I'm seeing a bunch of different midwives in one practice, and I don't really have that one like connection with one person. So it's become important to me to have that because I really need that emotional support. I think I didn't continue. I mentioned regret during this time, and I never finished that topic because I did want to touch on that. I have felt so much regret. Like I told my midwife what I've been feeling is that I somehow failed as a parent because I got pregnant during this time, and I didn't even get pregnant during this time. I got pregnant 2 or 3 months before this really happened and before anybody knew what the implications were going to be. But I thought that, I don't know, like the brain just works in such a way, like my brain works in such a way that I feel like I should have known better. Like I should have planned things better. I should have waited. And I felt like I wasn't providing the best for my child because I just was like, nothing's like going the way that we planned. But then the reality of it is my baby is perfectly happy and fine, and there's nothing that she needs from me rather than me. Like she doesn't need the parties. Like those things are for you more than they are for the baby. I mean, I really do firmly believe that we need to be with Don Peter, but I've also learned that, you know, the suffering and the adversity that I have been facing is something that I can overcome, and by overcoming it, be a role model to my own daughter so that she can know, like, wow, my mom is so strong, and be inspired by that. I definitely don't think it's going to be easy these upcoming months, and depending on if my husband can be present for the birth or not, and depending on whether or not I can see him. But the good news is that I'm already 6 months along. There's only like 3 months left, and I can't believe like it's gonna be over eventually, and we're going to be together eventually. I just need to remember those things and not have regret about getting pregnant, because she is a wonderful, beautiful treasure, and I didn't choose for the quarantine and the coronavirus to happen. You know, nobody planned this at all, and we just have to make the best of the circumstances that we're in, and thereby teach our children really valuable lessons. So that is another thing that I've been doing. The fourth thing, that it was like talking to people, seeking counsel, seeking help when I need it, because the times I've been the lowest is when I don't ask for help and I don't tell people what's going on. And I'm trying to get better at communicating with my friends and family about like what I'm dealing with and what I'm thinking, so that I'm not alone in that situation and I'm not alone in that feeling, because it's really important. Because if you are alone, you're going to think really crazy and awful things. So don't ever let yourself be alone in those moments. There are people that want to know, and I think the hardest thing is that when you're in that moment, you say, there's nobody I can talk to, nobody is going to understand. But that's the biggest lie that you have to just overcome. So those are the things that I'm doing to prepare. And it's like, I'm not taking a birthing class. I didn't do a gender reveal party. I've never really been a fan of those anyway. I did do like just this online, like a video that I posted on Facebook when I shared the gender with my husband. I don't know if I'm gonna have a baby shower. Like, I mean, it's not really up to me. I think it's up to my mom if she's gonna throw a baby shower, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. I'm not doing a lot of things that I think a lot of people normally plan to do during pregnancy. I'm not doing like a lot of crazy shopping yet. So those are the things I'm doing, not doing. I'd really love to hear what you are doing and how you prepared or are preparing for birth and motherhood during hard times, whether it's now or previously. I will be posting more about things as things progress. I just needed to catch up on what was going on now. So thank you very, very much. Please please subscribe, comment, like if you enjoyed this video, and myself and the baby will be back with you soon. Thank you. Bye.